One of Trump's personal valets has tested positive for coronavirus. Asterisk, he was obviously an Obama administration holdover. Even if Trump tests positive, they will never admit it. Trump, I barely know him. Trump, Vice President Mike Pence and the senior staffers who regularly interact with them are still being tested weekly for coronavirus, two people familiar told CNN. Reminder, Press Secretary Kylie McEnany said testing all Americans is nonsensical. The valets are members of an elite military unit dedicated to the White House and often work very close to the president and first family. Trump was upset when he was informed Wednesday that the valet had tested positive, a source told CNN, and he was subsequently tested again by the White House physician. In a statement, the White House confirmed CNN's reporting that one of the president's valets had tested positive. From this CNN post. Now, did this valet actually get close to the president? That is the question. I heard bad things about him, Trump. Why is he upset about it? Didn't he say we need to be warriors and face the virus? Maybe he's not a warrior then, or is it his bone spurs acting up again that's keeping him from being a warrior? Trump doesn't get it? See, it's a hoax. Trump gets it, recovers. See, it's a hoax. Trump gets it, doesn't recover. Hillary killed Trump. And that asshole, Trump, just breathed all over a bunch of brand new face masks in Phoenix because he was too proud to wear one. All the best to the valet for a speedy recovery. This coronavirus is far from over and likely the president will be exposed multiple more times before this virus is gone. Should have worn masks. Oh. And how'd that prophylactic hydroxychloroquine use work out? Hoping for a speedy recovery for the valet and also an obligatory fuck Trump for his mismanagement of this pandemic. Better get the First Lady tested. Well, his Twitter has been silent today. Removed. I wish the First Lady's boyfriend a speedy recovery. He also tested positive for worst job ever. If Trump was around him, Trump got to quarantine for 14 days. Removed. My only question is, when did this valet test positive, and was it greater than 2 weeks ago that Trump/Pence last had contact with him? Only reason is both these assholes have been in public without masks. The Mayo Clinic visit is more concerning, but Trump was in factory that produces masks, so if he is asymptomatic positive, what do they do about material he came in contact with? By November there will be around 1 million dead Americans because of the way this administration has handled the pandemic. Had we done the obviously right things quickly, then we would have minimal impact by now. But no. Our executive branch leadership has been handling this like a Marx Brothers movie script. I am concerned for this valet's safety. Theory. There is no valet with COVID-19. Trump tested positive days ago, and this is a ruse because he doesn't want people forever laughing at him going maskless at that factory. It has never occurred to me that some poor bastard had to be Trump's personal valet. A White House source said the valet, a man who has not been identified, exhibited symptoms Wednesday morning, and said the news that someone close to Trump had tested positive for coronavirus was hitting the fan in the West Wing. Trump, who is a self-described germaphobe, has chastised aides before who coughed or sneezed in his presence. He has claimed to rarely get sick himself. Trump, Vice President Mike Pence and the senior staffers who regularly interact with them are still being tested weekly for coronavirus, two people familiar told CNN. The White House is continuing to use the rapid Abbott Labs test, which provide results in about 15 minutes. Several officials who have received the test said it's often administered in the Eisenhower Executive Office building, next door to the West Wing on the White House grounds. A medical official swabs the staffers' nostrils and informs them that they'll be notified within the next several minutes if it's positive. Still, the White House has not enforced strict social distancing guidelines for staffers, and few people inside the building wear masks during the day, including valets. Trump said before traveling aboard Air Force One earlier this week that he was not concerned about being in close quarters with other people since those around him are regularly tested. The test result comes back in 5 minutes, and we have great testing. Or they wouldn't be allowed to travel with me, Trump said. It's not my choice, It's a very strong group of people that want to make sure they are tested, including Secret Service. Still, a negative test and lack of symptoms isn't a sure sign that someone can't spread the virus. Doctors say the incubation period for the coronavirus varies. The incubation period is the time that it takes from when you are exposed to the virus to developing symptoms. It ranges anywhere from 2 to 14 days. The average incubation period is estimated to be 5 days, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. People can be infectious, meaning they can transmit the virus to somebody else, up to 2 days before they start showing symptoms. Like any other virus, this can vary from person to person. The coronavirus is spread between people mainly through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs or sneezes. These droplets can then spread to the nose or mouth of people nearby or possibly be inhaled into the lungs, according to the CDC. This type of spread is more likely when people are in close contact with each other, within about 6 feet. Non-amp link, https://www.cnn.com/2020/05/07/politics/Trump valet tests positive COVID-19/index. HTML. Please, please, please stop posting fucking amp links. Well, good thing Trump wasn't wearing a mask and was touching the inside of other masks at the Honeywell facility just the other day. I hear COVID-19 attacks the heart, which Trump doesn't have, so he may be unsympathetic. I mean asymptomatic. 2020 is about to get way wilder if Trump dies of corona. If Trump dies from a virus that originated in China with a Mexican name, I may just have to re-evaluate my atheism. I would be supremely disappointed if he only dies of COVID and doesn't live to rot in a federal prison alongside his family/cronies. Don't worry, it's just a Democratic hoax and will be gone within a week. Dead Americans. 9/11, Iraq, Afghanistan, Korean Wars, 46,000. Vietnam War, 58,000. Donald Trump's Democrat hoax, 75,000 plus rising every day. WW1, 116,000. Thanks Obama. Trump and Pence tested right after and got negative results. If they got positive results, would they let it come out to the media? Is it terrible to want Trump be infected so that he can get off Twitter and start doing something about this national emergency? Oh man, that's got to drive a germaphobe like Trump crazy. Course he did, he caught it from Trump. I hope he's okay. The valet, that is. CNN reported that Trump was upset when learning the news. Shouldn't the proper feeling be concern? Or maybe regret, that he didn't require his staff to wear masks? I like people who don't get COVID. Somehow I get the feeling that Trump probably doesn't get too chummy with his drivers. The article says the valets are part of an elite military unit. Shouldn't elite units be reserved for combat? Seems like a waste using them as valets. Quick, call him a warrior so it's okay when he dies in battle. I wonder how many folks bitching about others wishing Trump ill get an erection every time RBG is hospitalized. A good question that hasn't been asked is how many tests is the White House going through a day when there is a serious shortage of tests in the nation? Is there any sop for trying to cut down on test use in the administration, or do they test like crazy so they aren't inconvenienced with having to take precautions? Edit, word because fat fingers. Trump is a vampire. He can't get the corona. The supposed germaphobe won't wear a mask and doesn't give a shit about this virus. Makes sense.